Hey guys, this is Gaijin Hunter. I apologize for the delay, but the last 2 days of Tokyo Game Show had some really interesting news for Monster Hunter World, and I wanted to make my final video to share it with you now. First, and this is something I forgot to add to my previous video, is likely one of my favorites of all the news. Monster Hunter World will feature binaural audio. For those of you who are not aware, games like Battlefield 4 or Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice utilize this technique, and it lets anybody using a normal pair of headphones experience 3D sound. You can hear where things are in position and distance to you, and it makes for an incredibly immersive experience. For Monster Hunter World, they're using a brand new technology created by Yamaha called VI Real. This new proprietary tech won't actually be available until January next year, but Capcom struck a deal to use it for both Resident Evil 7 Gold Edition and Monster Hunter World. This is going to make it the most immersive Monster Hunter yet. On the third day of TGS, we didn't get a whole lot of news, but they did show the character creation system in depth, which is incredibly robust. I'm going to put the link in the description down below. I urge you guys to watch all of it. You don't need to understand Japanese to really appreciate all the different options you're going to see. I bet most of us are going to spend like 2 to 3 hours on character creation alone. You can even customize your palico all the way down to the length of its fur. On the last day, they showed off a whole bunch of stuff. The first one I want to cover is obviously they showed off a little bit more about the town, Astera, which I really love. The design is absolutely gorgeous, and remember, you're going to have up to 16 people in this hub. And there's no different hub between the online and the single player. It's all one thing now. You can even do the story mode alone as a single player or with friends. Now, one of the cool things they're showing here is, and they've shown this in trailers before, is you can actually see monsters that you've captured in the town of Astera itself. And it even shows like which parts you broke and everything. The whole point of trying to track a monster you already have tracked before, and to collect more data on it and to capture it, is to fill out a new feature, which is the in-game Wikipedia. I'm not joking. To access this kind of Wikipedia, as I'm calling it, you got to go over to this researcher right over here with all these books. That's a whole lot of books. And go ahead and talk to them. It'll tell you how many points you need in order to level up the research level for each of the monsters. And it unlocks tons of information that, of course, it's not going to replace the wiki for online, but is going to help, I think, and serve that purpose for a majority of players. Okay, so they're going to go into the encyclopedia and show it off. Not only get to set some really nice artwork and some character descriptions, but as you level up and you unlock the next tiers of research, you get to see a whole bunch of information that's really interesting. Here's one that shows which body parts are weak to which type of attack, be it cutting damage, impact damage, or bullets. It even has sort of like a rating for its elemental weaknesses. But as you level it up, you also get a list of all the different drop items, and also the star rating for how rare of a drop it is. Again, it's not perfect. We still have our online Wikipedias and guides that give us exact percentages, but for the majority of players, this is going to solve a lot of their hardships on where to find an item. Okay, so after they showed off that feature, they went to the Armory to show us off the amazing new UI and some of the other amazing quality of life features that they've added, and it adds up to quite a bit. So here is a look at the improved Armory. So they've made it easier than ever to group all the different armor by the monsters, so you can definitely tell what you have and what you don't have, and also mix and match and try to, try out different combinations to see visually how you're going to look before you start committing to pieces. This is definitely a welcome feature that I wish all the other games had. The cool thing is you can go through all these menus. They have robust information on all the different skills that it give. And again, I really love the idea that they don't have negative skills anymore, so it definitely doesn't hurt to mix and match pieces. However, remember, there are those set bonuses though for those who collect the full set. Here they're showing is the wish list. You can actually record and set a armor or a weapon on your wish list, and it'll give you in-game prompts telling you if you've completed, if you got all the materials you need to craft it, and stuff like that. So instead of having to go back and check all the time, like, do I have all the items for this? Did I collect them or not? The game will take care of all that for you and allow you to just focus on hunting. Again, great quality of life changes here. And next up is weapon forging. As you can see here on the left, they actually have a tree now, so you can see which item or which weapon becomes what weapon down what path. In the past, we've had to use expensive guides or Wikipedias online to do this, so to be able to tell the potential and also the stats of what that weapon could be could really help you plan your next step, which of course is the entire game loop of the game. And this is very cool. You can actually change the display type here, and check this out. Instead of being up and down, it'll put it out like this. This gives you more information on one screen at one time with stats and everything. Again, all these things are just really wonderful UI features to help you plan out your next move so you can get in there and hunt monsters and focus on that. Okay, after that they showed off the training facility or the training grounds, a huge new feature that they're adding into Astera. So this is an area where you can go to try out all the different weapons, all the different attacks, combos on a variety of different objects, so you can get a real good feel of the distance of each attack, the power of each attack, and everything. Like, this is definitely where I'm going to be doing all my tutorials in the future. It's got the combos sort of showing you exactly where you are in your combo tree. On the bottom left, it gives you like recommended combos and moves that you can do. Like, what more could you ask for, right? And the cool thing is if you go to bowgun, it actually gives you unlimited ammo, so you can really test and figure out like critical distance, the effects of all this stuff. Really, like, this is a fabulously good idea. And what I really love is that they didn't deviate from the idea of world building. So there is an explanation of why there are barrel bombs and everything there. And guess what? It's your cat that put them there. Check this out. Go ahead and blow up the barrel bomb. Love the effects. Now look at the cat come out and place another one for you. Isn't it so nice? And finally, onto new gameplay. They showed off a lot of the Coral Highlands, which of course is the third map. Absolutely gorgeous, lush environment. It looks like an underground sea, but this is not in water. This is actually above land. But this place does have an upcurrent of air that's going into the air, so you'll notice that the coral and all these different life forms, they all fly upwards. So this kind of map is very popular with wyverns and things that like to fly in the air. And indeed, you can even use your glider mantle to fly upward to get the upper ground as well, which you could see in the last trailer that you just had. Aha, here's one of our new monsters. So they're going to use that camouflage system. They're going to hide so they can just sort of track it and see what it's up to. I love this because it shows that the AI is pretty robust on these monsters. Like, they'll run around the maps and they're not just moving area to area for no good reason. They're either going to feed or they're running away from something. Now check it out. It wants to eat these monsters, but it doesn't know what to do. This is why it has overdeveloped ears. Watch this. And this, of course, is the new monster TziTzi-Ya-Ku, or TziTzi-Ya-Ku. I'm not sure how they pronounce that. Here we can see it grazing on the prey. Now, the way they explained it was that this monster does not have very long arms, so in order to quickly grab onto prey and eat it, it has trouble. So it has these developed ears that does this sort of like camera flash. Now, the thing is, with this flash, it's not so systematic where everything around you just goes blind. It has sort of like a zone. So it's very powerful if you go straight on to its ears, but if you stand off to the side, you might actually be okay. But it does this thing pretty often, so you're going to have to be very careful about your position as you fight this new monster. So watch this, the hunter's going to get whammed right here. It goes to ears, 3, bing! And that will of course stun your hunter and leave you vulnerable to attacks. Here we can see the hunter's going to do an invade to the side and get out of that main flash area, which of course will save you from being stunned. Okay, they showed a little bit more, but let's move on. They wanted to show off eating at camp. This is great if you forgot to eat, if you carted, or if you want to eat for another skill. All you have to do is go to one of the camps during a hunt and you can create a meal. So tasty. And of course, I think all of you at this point are aware, but you can go into your tent during a hunt and change not only your armor and your weapon, but also that for your palico as well. So they showed off a little bit of doing this. Let's check out some of these designs. They're really cute. Arr, the Iron Cat. Okay, next up in their interactive demo, they were showing off some of the capturing of the insects and small creatures using the Slinger. I really like this feature because it actually makes you feel like you're actually capturing them instead of just hitting the A button or whatever it is to capture them. Here we go, making our way up. They have some really cute monsters here they're going to show here in a second. Look at these little things coming out of the ground like those sea creatures that do. If you get too close to them, they will zip in and hide in the air. But you can use the Slinger like they're going to do here. Nice big target. Hit the button and boom, it's yours. So again, really nice system. I love what they did here. Okay, so after a small demo of that, they swung to a completely different area. If you notice, you see all these coral spores sort of flying into the air. Well, that is a favorite treat of Paolumu, which is the crazy like bat fluffy thing that we saw, and also the other wyverns as well. I really like this creature. It's got moves of like TziTzi-Ya-Ku and also its own unique thing. I really like it. Here they're just showing off all the different coral flying into air, which is what the wyverns like to eat. But let's go check out Paolumu. Now the fight starts out with the thing with an actual deflated neck, but Paolumu has the ability to breathe in sort of the air and puff up its neck. When it does that, it becomes an aerial monster and you need to beware. Okay, I will zip ahead here a little bit so you guys can see the coolness, and there it goes. So it has the ability again to inflate its neck and to do these crazy attacks. So obviously with an insect glaive, this hunt is probably even better if the thing's in the air, but for other weapons this could make it pretty darn hard. Look at the design of this thing. It's adorable, I love it. I'm going to be that guy who lets it blow up its neck just because I want to see it. Now if you do mount the monster, you're able to deflate its neck and bring it back to normal. Apparently it's not that hard on the ground, but when it gets in the air it can be pretty tricky. Okay, after showing off a few minutes of the hunt, they went ahead and showed off how to ride the small wyverns. This is awesome. These are not your pets, these are things that were just there on the map, and check it out, you can use your slinger to grab its foot and then you can use it to fly yourself around the map. Now the cool thing with these monsters is that they do travel in groups, so this does allow you to sort of try to like move the herd, so to say, right? This is just too cool, isn't it? Being able to use these monsters not just from base camp, like that's too cool. So they decided to use these monsters to go track down Paolumu, and what they were doing was trying to lure the leader of these small monsters in, which they do succeed in just a minute here, so I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead to that so you guys can see the good stuff. Okay, and the final stage treat that they gave us was Legiana, which is another monster they showed off in the recent trailer, and this thing did not get along with Paolumu. I feel real bad for our little flying monkey bat thingy. Check the scene out. I really love the animations here, and some of the particle effects that happened during this battle were just insane. Like, this definitely shows you this is by far more than I could have ever imagined for a next generation monster hunter. Let's see, has it noticed Paolumu yet? Uh-oh, there you go. It's all puffed up. It's like, come on, bring it. And look at him get into a fight. Poor Pao. Oh, the poor little thing. And he got slammed to the ground. Of course, Paolumu is not an idiot, so it does fly up and leave right afterwards. And then they showed off a little bit more gameplay, but nothing really to note here. Just some really cool monsters. And that's a wrap. It was an interesting 4 days. They had a lot of news on the first day and the last day, and just a little bit of cool stuff in between. There are tons of videos out there of all the different gameplay footage that they and all the other media they let do. So really, I'm just super excited. Let me know down in the comments below which of the new monsters are your favorite, which of the new features you like the most, and just your general thoughts. Are you getting this on PS4 or Xbox, or are you going to wait it out for PC? Let me know down below. I'm interested to find out. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this coverage. I was a few days late, and until next time, happy hunting.